the world, or we're the giants of Africa.
Hi guys. So today we're gonna be looking at really interesting a video that was done, the Giants of Africa. I really enjoyed it. I'm gonna be taking I'm gonna be taking out. My goodness, English is gone. I'm gonna be looking at clips that probably regard most towards the real estate side of it, or it could be something that I think is funny. So I'm gonna be looking at a couple of clips as we watch them together, and then I can react to them. This is Gideon. This is Eka, where we talk about anything and everything real estate. So let's get into it. Awesome.
I don't think there's any country in Africa that is inferior and one is a giant. And that's subliminal messaging from the West to make you think, because in what regard? If we're talking about minerals, Democratic Republic of Congo.
That's true.
Up there, right? So in what regard? Y'all can sing. Y'all don't have electricity still. My name is Yolanda Mulwa. I'm a radio presenter.
Oh, that lady came firing. I mean, she wasn't coming to play. So two things that I think she said, I agree in one thing and disagree in another thing. When you say that the giant of Africa, I do actually agree. When the Nigerians say you're the giant of this and that, some of the things that they should be giants of, are they actually not? But I do agree, if you guys have such a big heart and you want to rep what you think you're the giants of Africa, I don't think that there's a problem in someone saying that. However, what she was making a point is, some of the things that you're saying, what exactly are you the giant of Africa? It's good to say you're the giant of Africa. If that makes your ego go up, or that makes you feel better, very well. But tell us exactly what makes you the giant of Africa. So yeah, but agree and disagree.
Yeah. Do you have a national carrier? We have Kenya Airways. You have?
We have Airpeace.
I beg.
We have not national. It's a private.
Okay then. National air carrier. Of course, everyone knows Nigeria doesn't have a national air carrier. While Kenya, we have a national air carrier, whatever that means. However, the pride of Africa, yes, the national carrier, it's really good to have one, but at what cost? My thinking is, I mean, if you go at this company has never made a profit for the last probably 20 or 10 to 20 years. I'm not very sure. But for the longest time, there was a time really Kenya Airways was really the pride of Africa. But that company has always made losses for the last probably 2 decades, if I'm not wrong. So yeah, we do have a carrier, but it makes losses. I mean, so I don't know. I don't know about that.
24 hours, and then you can teach us how to have music. We can teach you how to not queue for oil. That's
you don't
one
have to expose
thing.
everything.
In Nigeria, I have to have 2 drivers. One who drives me during the day, and then another one at night who queues for my fuel for the next day. And then you can teach us how to act.
My goodness. And these ladies are touching these guys up, man. So, oh my goodness. Yes, again, giant of what? Nigeria has these ridiculous blackouts. Not that we don't have them in Kenya. Probably here we've had blackouts maybe in this month. Probably not. I actually can't remember if we've had a blackout the whole month. But I actually did a statistic somewhere and found out Nigeria has 4,600 blackouts in Nigeria. I'm like, gosh, 4,600 blackouts. What does that even mean? They go for like 5 minutes, like once, because for 4,600, to have blackouts of 4,600 times in a year, that means you have in a month divided by 360. My God. Actually, I used to have this thinking, and actually, I think there's someone she was talking how people are loud. I will go back to that. I used to think the reason why Nigerians talk loudly is because of the generators, and they have generators. I'm very serious, guys. That's why I thought Nigerians talk loudly, is because the generators all the time. I think they have to speak up. But anyway.
Apart from the fact that they're the most respected black nation on the planet, the reason why we do not have electricity is beyond the fact that we cannot do it. The infrastructure you're talking about, if you compare Kenya to Nigeria, how many cities are in Kenya? And how many cities are in Nigeria?
Nigeria is much bigger than
We have
Kenya,
more
so-
cities in Nigeria than in Kenya. The best place to take the drone to is Nairobi.
Oh my goodness. So, obviously, I've actually been forgotten these are real estate channels. So, we are looking at factors which might affect real estate in both countries. And I have to say, so far, it's not looking very good for Nigeria. I can't imagine having such a really good house. But probably like 80% of the time, there's no electricity. Make it worse, have a nice car, but you have to go and queue at night to put fuel in your car, man. That is not even funny. I know there's been instances in Kenya where fuel is probably finished, but that doesn't even last for probably for the longest time, maybe at most, I can count probably for the last 20 years, maybe 5 times I can remember saying that you have to go and queue for oil. And even when people are going to queue, it actually wasn't that a big deal because just go at evening and everyone is already. So that would be really serious. I mean, for a city or for a place where to stay, I guess that would be really be wow, something else, right? So let me moving forward. Let me see this. Oh.
Naira and the shilling. You see, it's good to have cities and everything, but how does it then reflect on your economy and your
But then someone tell
GDP?
me in
Fine,
the
have the
comments,
cities,
why?
have
I mean,
the beauty.
for a country that they say they have all these resources, is it that they don't have water? Yeah, someone please tell me why does Nigeria have, is just notorious for not having electricity? If someone can answer me that just in a very clear voice, it is just leadership. What is it that makes it the blackouts that chronic? That even the guys themselves they are like, they don't know. It's beyond, I don't know.
From and be like, oh, we'd like to have infrastructure like Nigeria, or we would like to have a strong Naira, or we would like to
A
have
national carrier
electricity.
like Air Nigeria. It's
I know what
Please
the,
step
the, the
forward.
lady said, but I would go back to that. Yes, you have more cities in Nigeria, but to what effect? I mean, here in Kenya, which is virtually true, Nairobi is the biggest city. Actually, like 80% of the economy is in Nairobi, so it's the most developed, it's the most. I think some of the other cities outside Nairobi, let's also be honest with ourselves, they're not that big. But the bigger issue is, yes, let's for example say you have 20 cities in 50 cities in Kenya. To what effect? Are there services there? Are there paved roads? Is there electricity, internet? All these things that make a city, are they there? You cannot be just having cities, but there's nothing else. Like city without electricity, internet, bad roads. You'd rather just remain a village. You're like, it's a village, not a city. That's what I'm thinking.
Get overexcited. So for me, it kind of feels safe. I remember the first time when I went to Lagos, I used to take paracetamol, Panadol, like every day because I wasn't used to all the shouting, the hooting, then the shouting, even when someone is seated next to me.
Yeah.
And they also still have to, let me tell you now, my arm, please, my shoulder. And then the way they have to stress words. And I noticed, like, even when I would go to a place, they would get a little bit pissed off with me. And they're like, could you please say it again?
The Nigerians are loud. Nigerians are loud. I think even they themselves. I do actually think I can get what she means. Like when you go to the downtown Nairobi where there's a lot of movement, there's hooting, it's just a lot. So, and that's a bit for me. I can't imagine living in a city where there's just like that is a norm because in Nairobi, if you go to the downtown, that's where it would happen. If you go to other areas, it's actually quite quiet. So I don't know. I think I'd rather take Nairobi on that. I wouldn't want a extremely noisy town. Maybe if I was a bit, when I was a bit younger, I wouldn't, that would be another case, but for now, not really. So next clip.
Food is undoubtedly tastier than Nigerian food. Since no one agrees with
really
the
have
prompt,
to agree
can
with that
all the
point at
disagreeers
some point.
now please step forward?
Our food is mostly to feed hunger. It's not aesthetically appealing or taste-wise. We just cook like for
Oh my
convalescents, like sick people in hospital.
That's the honest truth. This is what I'm going to say in terms of food. Two things. Compared to what other countries did, because I've been to other countries, Uganda, Tanzania, outside, Kenyan food is very bland. I'm going to just be totally honest. There do, however, have a few variations. Like the coast, it's very spicy as well, very nice as well. So, but when you come to, not Nairobi, just in the middle of the country, where most of the country is, you're gonna find that the food is really the food is cooked for someone to eat for hunger, as she said correctly. It's not very spicy. However, this is the flip side. Anyone who's come to Kenya, they usually say how bland the food is. But after staying here for a few years, they usually say how healthy the food is. Because here in Kenya, we eat a lot of vegetables. We eat, which are usually boiled sometimes. Now, that's why it's bland. We don't fry foods. We don't put a lot of spices. Pepper is not there as much as it's there. So the food is very bland, but it's very healthy. Most people will actually say, this lady who was a Nigerian from Kenya, she said one of the things that she really started doing when she went back to Nigeria is started eating a lot of vegetables and fruit. So yeah, it's bland, but it's healthy. And I do understand when someone is coming here maybe for the food. However, this is another thing. You will find almost any other type of food in Kenya. I mean, if you want European, if you want Nigerian, if you want Ghanaian food, any other type of food, you'll find it here in Kenya. So that's an interesting point. Thank you for watching this video. If you've watched it up to this point, thank you so much. I was trying to do something different. This is Gideon. You can watch my other videos, subscribe and comment. See you next time. Peace out.